In the last video, the RuneScape chinchompa bomb, I combined auto-retaliate and multi-target attacks to create my very own noob army. It went pretty well. Even the highest levels that I could attack were dead in 3 hits flat. And at the end I said I was ready to retire the accounts. Well, I lied. In reality, I got distracted by a bad idea. One which was even worse than the chinchompa bomb itself. My plan was to set a trap, killing another player without having to do anything. The goal wasn't a big kill or lots of kills or killing a high level player. I just wanted one clean kill without having to lift a finger. And this is how it went. Today's video is sponsored by Wondershare Filmora 10. If you have ever been interested in making videos but you didn't quite know where to begin, Filmora 10 is a great place to start. The simple and intuitive interface is perfect if you are new to video editing. You have all of the basic tools which you might need, from cropping to motion controls, and Filmora 10 takes it a step beyond. If you want transitions, Filmora 10 is packed full of them. Drag, drop, and you are done. If you want snazzy titles, Filmora 10 has you covered. Drag, drop, type, and you are done. And one of my favorite features is motion tracking. Let's say I wanted to draw attention to this character for some reason. With motion tracking, I can slap the tracker box onto the character, press the button to track forwards, put one of Filmora 10's arrow animations on the layer above, and in less than 30 seconds, I have a clean looking arrow stuck to that character. Simple but powerful tools like that are a dream when it comes to making videos, and Filmora 10 is full of them. Use the link in the description to try Filmora 10 for free, and share what you create with the hashtag #CreateWithFilmora for a chance to win a 1-year license. I wanted to lay a trap for a PKer. When they attack, something happens and then they die. But what that something was a total mystery to me until I had a weird encounter when I was doing the chin bomb. A quick recap if you missed the chin bomb video. I stand next to a target on one account, throw a chinchompa at a stack of 9 accounts which also have chinchompas, they retaliate, and then the multi-target damage stacks out the person which the original account is stood next to. When I was trying this, a noob logged in and I one-shot them with it. They were level 29, so it wasn't exactly a big moment for me. By this point, I'd already killed people all the way up to level 77. But then, moments after I triggered the chinchompa bomb, leaving the setup completely ruined and unusable, another guy, a perfect target, logs in and starts to attack my accounts. And that was when the idea was planted in my head, because his one attack ended up triggering a second detonation of the chinchompa bomb. He attacked, the account retaliated, that hit more of the accounts, they retaliated, and he took a ton of damage. Now, he didn't die, but he did get hit to pretty low HP, and the chinchompa bomb was not set up at all. But it still worked. The guy got chunked like crazy. So I got to devising a plan. I needed to find a way to make sure that when someone attacks my accounts, whether it is with ranged melee or magic, they end up within the radius of a chinchompa explosion. As long as they are within 1 square of the stack of accounts. When they attack one of them and it retaliates, it should trigger a complete detonation of the chinchompa bomb. And with a bit of luck, that means that that person gets wiped out on the spot. All I needed to figure out was how to force anyone who attacks the accounts to within 1 tile of the pile. And I had one idea of how I might be able to do this. Obstacles. If I could find a suitable bit of terrain where anyone attacking would only have line of sight when they are 1 tile away, I could place my accounts accordingly, wait for a PK to appear, and when they click attack, they should get forced into the right position. And I had just the place in mind for this: Anakal. On the western side of Anakal, there is a little 2-tile corridor which extends down, and then towards the end it expands by 1 tile. This seemed like a promising spot. If I place the accounts just around the corner at the end, any attacker should end up right next to the pile. I tested this with a couple of my accounts and it all seemed to work. No matter where I attacked from, I always seemed to end up within that 1 tile radius. This seemed like the perfect spot, not only because of the appropriate environment, but also because it's a fairly active hotspot on high population worlds, and when you're inside the ruins you get passive prayer regeneration. That meant that I could turn on my ranged prayer on all of the accounts and I would never run out of prayer. Everything seemed perfect. I set my accounts up, I went to a really populated world, and I patiently waited. It only took a few minutes for someone to show up, but they ended up just kind of hanging around. So I decided to just blow them up anyway. Did I get them? I must have done. Yes, I got them. Unfortunately for me, when I returned to Anarchal, 2 perfect targets had arrived. So not only had I wasted the opportunity on them, it gave them a perfect opportunity to kill my accounts before I got set up. And upon my second return, the person I originally took down came back with a vengeance. This was a bit annoying because I just died back to back to back, but more importantly, it made me realize that there was a slight problem with what I had planned. If the first account which gets attacked ends up dying before the chin bomb is fully detonated, the target won't take all of the damage because the accounts which retaliate won't have anyone to hit. Ultimately, that was a small problem, and it was something which I could do little to prevent. I would just have to cross my fingers and pray that I didn't get hit too hard or too fast. But finally, after a fair bit more time had passed, some slightly more promising targets appeared. No way. No, they're gonna burst me. I've gotta go for it, I've gotta go for it. Did I get them?
Oh,
I got one of them! I did!
You got one!
I got one and I almost got the other. Wait. It doesn't work around the corner. Are they going to be silly enough to attack right there? Oh my god, they are. What have they done? We got them still. Technically, that was my first successful kill without doing anything to attack a player. But it was a bit of a disaster. To start, I was on the northern side with all of my accounts, and when this person attacked them, they ended up nowhere near them. They killed one of the accounts, and I quickly moved the rest to the south side because it seemed like it would be more likely to drag them closer to the accounts. This time they attacked, and they got pulled right next to the accounts. Perfect. Except the chinchompa only hit them. There was no chain reaction because the splash damage was being blocked by the corner. This had me very confused because in the first kill, which I'd already gotten at this point in time, I managed to kill someone who was stood in the exact same spot with splash damage from a chinchompa. After scratching my head for a good while and looking back at the footage, I realized that in the first kill, the accounts which dealt the damage had moved 1 tile to the west when they retaliated. This meant that those accounts, the ones that were dealing the damage, had line of sight on the guy around the corner. And that is pretty much the only thing I can come up with to explain what happened. And it's wrong, because if I actually skip back to just the start of this clip, after watching this back, I've noticed the first chinchompa hits. I already have no idea. Anyway, back to the video. In the end, I finally had some kills under my belt. But at the same time, my entire strategy had fallen to pieces. And with that messy, low quality kill, I was not satisfied. And that meant I needed to solve the corner problem. I started by checking all of the various corners and walls in the demonic ruins just to see if there was anything that would work, and there was absolutely nothing. Next, I took my search to the rest of the wilderness, looking around for any combination of walls or obstacles which might act differently to a straight up corner. And again, I found absolutely nothing until I returned to the Chaos Altar. I tried all of the walls inside and out and none of them worked. If they blocked combat and forced players next to the accounts, they would also block the explosion of the chinchompas, with one exception: the doors. When open, the doors of the Chaos Altar would act like an obstacle, forcing the players to run around to attack. However, unlike other obstacles, they would not block the damage from the chinchompa explosions. And with that discovery, a clean AFK PK was back on the table. All it was going to take was a little bit of patience. So I set up my accounts and put them behind the Chaos Altar door. And then I waited. And waited. And waited. I didn't expect it to take nearly as long as it did to get an attempt at a kill, but the time did eventually come. And the first attempt was a success. At that point, I was completely satisfied. But I was also set up to continue on, so I decided to spend a few more hours going for kills. He's gonna be 2 chicken. He's level 32. Oh my god, he's actually gone for it. What have you done? What have you done? Fully AFK PK. He's... Oh no. Why would you... Oh my god. Overall, I probably spent between 15 and 20 hours AFKing, just waiting for people to come along and do it to themselves. And I'm pretty satisfied with how it ended up going. With my AFK kills in the bag, I was ready to permanently retire the accounts. The membership expired and I was satisfied that the Krellboins could be put to rest. But there is always room to go just a little bit further. And I'm going to be doing that next month with the RuneScape Tactical Nuke 3.